Uh, Welcome back, fellow hunters. You are joined by the HOTU Clan here for another episode of Predator and Prey. We're your host, Ray, and joining me, as always, we have Justin, the OWLF. Fucking alien.
Hello.
Hello, Justin.
Hello.
Hello. And rounding up our merry troop, we have... you can either pronounce it Rustja or Rasucha. That's out for debate. But yeah, Russell, welcome.
Hello, and we can't forget Bob.
Yes,
And
Bob,
of course, Bob
faithful
as well.
sidekick.
We have Bob the Predator there, looking pretty ominous. Welcome back. Look, our episode 7, I think it is. We're going to be trekking into... Look, we finally got it. I mean, I might as well just crack it open now. Justin, you were the last one to round it off. We all have our Omni-Buy.
Yes.
Derek,
so excited. Yeah.
Oh God, you both showing it. I've got it on the floor down there. Anyway.
Come on now, Ray. Come on now.
Believe me. And podcast listeners, of course. So what we're referring to, we are live streaming. So come on over. It's a pretty good time to drop your thoughts and your comments while we talk about the Predator. And this time round, we are diving deep into old Scars territory.
So excited!
And we'll be doing the first Dark Horse miniseries, Predator, from 1989 by Mark Verheiden, Chris Warner, and Ron Randall as well. But fellas, how's it been? It's been a month. It's been pretty busy.
Yeah. It's been good. Yeah. How about you, Ray?
Yeah, good. Busy, but always kind of looking forward to this. This was kind of like a slow burn. We knew that we had our Omni-Buy coming. And we knew that we were going to do this first. So, I just leisurely read those 4 issues. Looking forward to it. But still keen to play the game as well. I don't know, guys. We have to... Hunting Grounds. I always bring it up every now and again.
If we can find a way to actually play it together, then yes.
That's the challenge.
Sure it's possible.
I think, isn't it? To challenge it and to play together and to record it. So
it depends on if the game has crossplay. We'll have to ask Sparky because you have it on PC, Ray, right?
I do.
I have it on PlayStation. So,
how about you, Justin?
Yeah, I was going to get it for PC as well because
you don't have the strong enough PlayStation for the PlayStation version,
right?
Because I can get the PlayStation one. I hope be keen to do. I think I read somewhere you can do the crossplay with PlayStation and PC.
Well, that's
but there's a little bit of fidgeting, we have to get IT in on it,
and we should play with Sparky.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. The squad and any other listeners out there who want to be part of the squad,
and I can rip all your skulls off.
Exactly. You can be our
now. How would we play that? Would we all be on the team against the Predator, or would one of us?
Well,
be the Predator?
One of us.
If it's a private match, then yes, like we could do it either way. Like we could do it where one of us is the Predator and the others aren't, or we could probably do where we're all I don't know what they call them, Marines or not in that, but we're all Marines and then the Predator's like an AI. We could probably do it that way. But
I want to vote. I want to vote Russell to be the predator. I reckon Russell, you'll tear us a new one.
Yes,
He
give
would have so much
give
fun with that.
give the host with the most experience with the game the predator.
Well, they're meant to be difficult, aren't they? So yeah,
it's not easy being the predator. It's not.
I don't want a bumbling. I don't want a bumbling predator. I don't want one that
is like that same team had previously made a Friday the 13th game, and when you were Jason in that, you pretty much were unstoppable. Like,
oh, cool.
But the Predator, as we know, is not a supernatural child man. he's a predator. He's a living creature, so he's easier to kill.
Easy to kill. Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. So we need to figure it out. And you're right, Justin. We need to find out the recording component.
Well, you can
so much. We'd have to turn that into an episode.
I can record. Like, we could stream it. It would only be from one player's perspective is the problem.
Oh yeah. Can't you do like split screen or something? I don't know.
I don't know. All I know is that if the developers are listening and they're still adding content to the game, that I need Peter Keys in there.
Yes.
Too late to go home now.
And Johnny Pope
between me and him.
I don't think he'd be much use in that. The streets are running, run.
And again. The people have a right to know.
The people have a right to know.
The lions, the tigers, the bears. Oh my. Oh my.
Anyway, listeners, before this, reverts to just a whole episode of quoting. As much as I love Keys is the most you have made Keys the most quotable now as well. I used to quote Mac a lot. Mac was one of my favorites. I'm gonna have me some fun. I'm gonna have me some fun.
I still think we need to save up to get Gary Busey to do our intro.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you want to donate, listeners, to that cause,
we'll put a fund. For that. We want Gary Busey to do an intro for the show.
We'll set it up. We'll definitely set it up. Buy me a coffee. Everyone just pitches in a few bucks. If we got how many? We've got like what? 1,000 listeners, don't we?
Yeah. On the Facebook page, we've got quite a few people on our fan page.
A buck each.
We need the AVP Galaxy guys to help us out with this. They need to spread the word.
Yes.
And
how much was
fucking alien.
It was what, $250 for Gary Busey?
400.
400
bucks.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Jeez. Yeah. So
I like money.
We might have to start a GoFundMe.
A GoFundMe, OnlyFans. I'll do anything. I'll do anything. Anything to raise some dough.
We'll link up my OnlyFans to it. Anything for a good cause.
So, listeners, if you're out there, consider a couple of bucks. Seriously, we're not gonna pocket it and just buy, I don't know, candy. We'll put it towards.
Although
we'll put it towards the Gary Busey.
I do want some candy.
Yes, we all like candy, but we would like to have Gary Busey do the intro for the show more.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Can you imagine his reaction? Sorry.
I think if he did that, I could just die happy. That's
It'd be fantastic.
It'd be like with his acoustic guitar going, "What the fuck is this?"
This is Gary Busey, and you're listening to Predator and Prey, the Yautja podcast.
Yautja podcast.
Yautja.
Anyway, I think we only have a little bit of slight news, but let's get into it. Let's ask Tony Pope to get us into this one.
Yes.
Our little news segment.
Wow. The city is turning red with blood. Hannigan! Hannigan!
Where's the mayor?
All right, so
anyway, sorry.
The solicits for Predator number 3 dropped. This is written by Ed Brisson and art by Netho Diaz, cover by Giuseppe Camuncoli, and a variant cover by Martin Coccolo. What really caught my eye, guys, is that it says 32 pages.
It's a bit.
That's bigger than usual, right? And
is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think is it?
I think the last series they were only
20
something pages.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
I've been getting the digital ones, so
costs $3.99, and it says it'll be on sale on May 17th. The synopsis says, a wolf in wolf's clothing, Theta has gotten the crew to her ship, but an unexpected ambush by the predators prevents them from boarding. That is, except for one. While Theta fights for her life, Kyoshi boards the Sandpiper and prepares to escape, leaving everyone else at the bloodlust-laced mercy of the predators. After all, what else but betrayal is to be expected from some of society's most ruthless deviants? This definitely feels like Predators. Like, if it's society's most ruthless deviants, that sounds like Predators to me.
Yeah, and it's quite interesting. I guess Brisson couldn't avoid it in this solicit, mentioning another character that we haven't even heard of yet. Like Kyoshi. So
Kyoshi, yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, wondering what. Yeah. So is this going to be then? Did I just misread? Is this going to be on a ship?
I thought this was on a world.
On the world. It prevents them. Sorry, prevents them from boarding. Yeah, right. So while Theta fights for okay. Yeah, cool. It sounds good. I don't know. There's not much to go by there, but it's happy that we're getting an issue 3.
And this is going to be another 5-part miniseries. Is that right?
I would assume so. Yeah.
Oh no.
Noel writes in, wait, this isn't about a talking duck.
Pardon me, no.
But yeah,
threw Ray off guard.
Yeah, no, geez, it's been a long time. Good to hear from you, Noel. Yeah, so I don't know. This will be good. I think it's this is what Marvel is doing, similar to the Aliens series. They do them in maybe up to 12. They did 12, but they do distinct. I mean, no surprises, distinct arcs. And they always. I think it's because they're just testing the waters with these properties at Marvel, and you know how number ones sell. So instead of having like a issue 7, they'll just do a number 1, and people will jump on board if they need to. But I don't know. What do you guys feel about that? I'm a little annoyed at it. I would prefer a bit longer.
It's slightly annoying, but also it's kind of tradition.
Right.
It is. Right.
Yeah. As we see in the omnibus, like we have a lot of 4-part stories, a lot of smaller ones. So
there was never an ongoing Predator or Alien series that I know of.
Yeah, absolutely right. Actually, that's very consistent with Dark Horse. So maybe that's why they're doing it. Then you think?
Like I think the only non-Marvel universe stuff that has gotten ongoings is like Star Wars. Whereas most of their like licensed stuff does only get minis. Like they're soliciting a Planet of the Apes mini now, and it's a mini. It's not an ongoing. So
that's fair enough. Yeah, okay. Yeah, maybe that's just a part of the course. That's what they do. Yeah, I retract.
Although I don't know why Alien gets like 10 to 12 and Predator only gets 5, but maybe that is testing the the waters. But
it would be good though to see an ongoing series, though, especially like Data is going to be a recurring character. It would be great to see. Yeah.
Or it's probably just Alien is the bigger franchise. So
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I mean, not unfortunately, because I love them both, but it seems the Xenomorphs are the bigger brothers to the younger little bro.
It seems that way.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. But yeah, I mean I think that's about all the news I could find. I don't know, but I saw heaps of stuff on Screen Rant, but they're all kind of like, ranking
speculation.
Yeah, speculations or who's the best victim, like the best kills. That's
who's the best victim? Nice.
Yeah. So I didn't
King Willie, best victim, or El Scorpio.
Peter Keys, my torso.
He's ready. yeah. Sorry,
my torso is still hanging in that meat plant. Will somebody get me down from here?
30 years later, it's still hanging.
Help!
Oh gosh. It's
actually, God, oh no, that's the best victim.
I did see that. What did they say? They did talk about in one of these websites about the Keys character, and I guess the real life. It's really cool how the real life son of Gary Busey plays the son of Peter Keys in The Predator. That was pretty cool.
One of the only good things about it.
Yeah. I mean, we know they look alike, so.
Yeah. This is just a brief sidebar, Ray. It is related, though. I can't remember who it was I was following on Twitter, but they had posted, I've never seen Alien versus Predator Requiem. I'm going to watch that tonight. And I just kept scrolling. I didn't. And then I saw that the next day a tweet that said this was the worst piece of shit I've ever seen.
They didn't watch it with the infrared goggles on. That was the problem.
Well, hey, I still stand by it because of Wolf. Come on, he's great in it. And it was good.
There are some good moments in that movie. Yeah. I will admit that there's some good moments. I wish you could see them all.
Yeah, exactly. The director's cut with just 50% more light.
Yeah, just turn your TV lighting up.
Yeah, it did have that terrible the impregnation kind of scene. I didn't really like. I didn't like that. That was
grisly, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Get the sound effects, courtesy of Russell.
I'm a human sound effect right
now. So I don't know how we got into the sidebar for The Predator. Fair enough. We've got another Noel. Hello, Noel. The layout change. I changed one nappy and everything is no ever-changing landscape that is. That's we are the HOTU Clan.
Yes.
Hopefully you didn't get any on exactly. And Noel, hope you didn't get any on your fingers. That's all I'm saying. So
sanitize after nappies.
Exactly.
Sanitize.
Anyway, I think we better move on here. Let's go to look. We usually have our trophy room, of course.
Yes, trophy room.
So trophy room time. When we've already kind of spoiled it a little there, Justin, you've recently claimed your scalp. That is the omnibus. As well. You're reaching it up to the lightning is striking you. You're on top of the building.
Yes, exactly.
Russell, you said that. Yeah, it feels good.
I have another one too that came today. Another surprise that came in the mail just today. That's definitely going to go on the trophy room. I'll have to get it, but I might throw my back out trying to lift it. So
that sounds good. You have to get it. Hey, while you're getting it though, Russell, have you got? I haven't got anything, unfortunately, this month. But Russell, you've got a back catalogue. You just got to
Yes.
reach behind you and get something, right?
I have taken another thing off the shelf here.
Yep.
Ooh.
This one is kind of related to, I think it was the last episode Ray brought this up.
Yep.
This is Ahab.
Ooh,
Yes.
nice. Oh, I love it.
Ahab, fire, and stone. I can't wait to read that.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
He's got a broken mandible as well, doesn't he?
Yep, and no eye, like Ahab.
Oh, yeah, there's a missing eye. Yeah. So good.
Is he also called Ahab? Is he kind of chasing like a figurative white whale as well?
That is why he is called Ahab.
Okay, cool.
That's fantastic, Russell.
Yeah, nice.
Good old NECA. Oh,
good old NECA. I had a look as well, and I think we mentioned it last month, but it had dropped, I think, early. It was the Ultimate Snake was the last NECA figure to drop as well. So all of those are available now as well. Justin, what have you got for? Give us some eye candy.
This is a treasure that I just found out about, which came out, I guess, last year. But I was so excited to find it, and at a really reasonable price too. It was quite a steal. The Captain Britain Omnibus.
Oh my!
Nice. Yeah, and you got that for a steal as well.
Yeah, I got this for $60, which was really a steal. And also, this is the biggest omnibus that I have. For size comparison, look at this next to the Predator one.
Oh, is it a chunky one? Let's have a look. Hang on. Oh yeah, yep. There you go.
Chunky.
Awesome. That is. What's that? That would be over 1,000 pages, right?
Yeah, I think it's like 1,400 pages. So it's a beast.
That is heavy.
But this has all of the old Captain Britain appearances from the 70s, all of the Marvel UK comics, which I haven't read before. A lot of really early Alan Davis stuff, which I treasure deeply, and just a whole treasure trove of Captain Britain stuff that I'm so excited to read.
Cool.
So that's definitely going on the trophy wall.
That's a well, we've got to hang some extra brackets for that one. That's pretty heavy. Got to strengthen that wall.
Reinforce it.
Get some extra studs, behind that that drywall. They call it drywall over the US, don't they?
No, they call it mud here. It's just mud.
we say gyprock. I don't know if you guys,
We all live in adobos. That's
in yurts. Yeah, I can see Russell in the yurt, like with an open fire in the middle and the smoke coming out the top.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is my house.
You furnished it really well. It looks pretty good. Oh look!
Did you get anything for the trophy room, Ray? Did you?
I did. Well, now, like, I originally was gonna. You've opened the door, Justin, because I was originally gonna just limit it to Predator related stuff, but I have been getting, a few things here and there. I've been trying to build my Blu-ray collection again.
Nice.
So I don't know if people who follow us on the page have seen. I finally got the third part of the Riddick movies, just Riddick.
Oh yeah,
because they're working on a fourth film. David Toohey and Vin Diesel, so that's in pre-production, I think. So they'll not. Yeah, and I do like Riddick, and on our page I did the throwdown. I did who would win. Like they've probably done it before somewhere on some other page, but if Riddick faced the Predator, who would you say is win? Oh no, have you guys watched Pitch Black and Riddick and everything?
I've actually. Go ahead, Justin.
Oh, I liked Pitch Black a lot. Yeah,
Pitch Black.
I've never seen those movies.
Oh, Russell, see at least Pitch Black. Pitch Black is by far the best.
Excellent.
The second one plummets rapidly. I think David Toohey just tried to cram in as much lore and kind of world building as he could. It just got way too much. But I thought the third one, Riddick, was pretty decent. It went back to the original kind of style. So anyway, I picked up that, and I also picked up the first season of the Sarah Connor Chronicles Terminator TV show.
I remember when that started.
Very nice. Summer Glau.
And
that's Lena Headey.
Lena Headey as well.
That's the first time I saw either of those actresses.
Oh wow!
Oh, cool.
Lucky you there,
so
Russell.
Cool.
They both left an impression. Let's say that.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, I saw Game of Thrones, and I was like, I hate this bitch.
Well, then I was thinking, actually, I really enjoyed her portrayal in Dread. You know,
oh yeah,
yes. The mob
like
boss.
Big Mama or something. Yeah,
Mama,
yeah.
That movie was so good. I heard some rumors that was possibly getting a sequel at some point.
I've heard that too. Yeah.
Which
I think I saw that as well. And someone gave a rumored casting. I can't remember who the actor was. It wasn't Carl Urban, but it was someone who you wouldn't think. Someone.
So I had seen where it was Carl Urban, so it just
shows
you that. Okay. That just shows you that we don't know what's actually happening.
That's true. It could be a bunch of smoke and rumors, but I love that movie, and I thought Carl Urban was fantastic. And
no, absolutely. Alrighty, well, why don't we go off now to our old scars? All right, boys, I've got a couple of slides here just to show everyone, kind of dress up our video a little bit more. So we are looking at Predator Concrete Jungle, released through June 1989 to March 1990. I've got the covers here. So we've got issues 1 and 2 there, looking very cool, very kind of iconic. You, Justin and Russell, you both showed on the cover of the omnibus. They used the issue 1 of Concrete Jungle. Got the other 2 covers there. These are quite hard to find, and I guess since Predator has migrated to Marvel, the Dark Horse comics have kind of jumped in price.
Ooh, I can see that being the case. Yeah.
So these ones in particular are quite. I almost nabbed issue 4 there of this one, but I'll get there. It also was. I mean, we're talking about one of the OG series that was collected in trade. Concrete Jungle, nice cover art there. There's also other versions of Concrete Jungle as well. I thought I'd post these up. So it was adapted into a novel form by Nathan Archer. And you can see a couple of covers there, various editions. We also get Concrete Jungle, the video game. Now, Russell, being our resident gamer, I'm going to just nab you as that. Is this a vast departure from the story?
They're not related.
Yeah, I thought so, because we have later on. Let me see if I've got the next slide. We have the NECA figures, which I'm assuming is related to the video game. Because I mean, well, it is because what's his name? Stoneheart or something doesn't feature. Doesn't feature
also
at all.
Scarface
as well, which is that one?
Yep.
Scarface as well. So a couple of really, OG Predators that came out of the video game, not necessarily the comic book issues that we're going to cover today. So just bear in mind that there is a difference.
Although they did make a figure of the cover of Predator #1, Concrete Jungle #1.
Yeah, they did. Yes, they did. And they made
one
it
of my white whales. I want to get
that. Yeah, exactly. Because I think they even make the if I go back to the visual, I think you get a blue blue helmet.
It's blue with the yellow.
With very yellow,
and it has the staff too with the skull.
That's Justin there. Justin with his omnibus. That's with his Captain Britain to the skies.
My treasure at last.
Yes. So very different, but Concrete Jungle is peppered throughout different formats of Predator. And I thought I'd just show here, it was collected in omnibus form. You get the original Predator omnibus from Dark Horse on the right-hand side there. Later
on,
you
love that art. Love that art so much.
Oh, it's beautiful. And on the left here on screen is the omnibus of the novels. So you get Cold War, Concrete Jungle, Big Game, all the novelizations as well. A couple of other collectors here, the Essential Comics, you can find it there. These are, I think, available digital as well. So if listeners want to pick it up digitally, you can get these collections, as well as the 30th anniversary Predator, the original comics series. So you can always get that as well. Finally, what we're drawing from the Marvel Omni buy. So the 2 covers there, the original years. So that's what we'll be covering. Written by Mark Verheiden. I've got pencils here, Chris Warner and Ron Randall. And I also have inked by Sam De La Rosa, Randy Emberlin, Chris Warner, Ron Randall. Colored by Chris Challenor. Lettered by J. David Jackson and Jim Massara. Covers by Chris Warner and edited by Randy Stradley. So we can dive into this. I do have a little bit of trivia as well, guys. I don't know if you had a look. So originally they were going to use Dutch in this series, but for some reason, perhaps because Arnie was declining a sequel, which they were hoping to do with the film, they've changed it to his brother John Schaefer. Brother of Dutch, not Arnie. So John is the police officer in New York, and it was originally set in the future, something similar to like Predator 2. There's even a reference that I think Raish says, back in 91, which implies that it's post 91 in the future. But by the time Cold War comes out, they actually refer to Concrete Jungle as preceding it. So they subsequently went back, and when they did reprints, they fixed the dates to retcon it. So Concrete Jungle came before Cold War, because Cold War is set, in the early 90s as well. Also, a bit of trivia, as mentioned, this is one of 3 core Dark Horse Predator stories. So you got Concrete Jungle, Cold War, and Dark River, all of which we will cover in due course. And also Mark Verheiden, the writer. He was such a big writer for Aliens, Predator, and AVP. One of the mercs in the AVP movie, Aliens vs. Predator, is named Verheiden in his honor.
And I remember the guy screaming, Verheiden! Verheiden!
Yeah, I think he was the guy Verheiden. He's the one with the scar on his mouth. I don't know if you recall that actor, black hair. Anyway. Not much of a description.
I love that, though, that they named that character after him. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, he did a lot of work to build the Predator world and the Aliens world as well. And finally, in an interview, Chris Warner, the artist, he did state that Predator 2 absolutely drew from Concrete Jungle. It was probably one of the first examples of a comic book influencing, like just a big, like the movie drawing directly from
definitely, because this was way before the comic book boom that we know now.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, not as in like influencer, but the comic book pushed or was a direct. The movie was a direct result from the comics. So
and you can definitely see the similarities. I mean, obviously they're very different. They play out very differently, but it's very similar setup for these stories.
Yeah. So I don't know, guys. We're covering issues 1 to 4. I don't know. Let's jump in. What did you think, Justin? What do you think overall? This is the first time that you read it?
Oh no, I read it, but it's been a long time. Yeah, it's been a long time. I think I had one of the original trade paperbacks that they did of this years ago, but it's long since gone. So it had been years since I read this, and it was nice to revisit it again. I'd forgotten that Chris Warner had done some Moon Knight too. He did art in the Fist of Khonshu.
True, yeah. Great artist.
He's an excellent artist.
So good.
I'm always impressed with his stuff. He did some other stuff too for Dark Horse. later on when they did some more kind of superhero oriented stuff in the 90s. They kind of did their own superhero line for a while. He did some art for that series as well, and some writing. And great talent.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool. I remember being surprised by this the first time I read it, and surprised again when I reread it, at how it starts off. The stakes are super small. It's just kind of like this little gang war.
Yep.
That it slowly kind of escalates and builds, and then in the 4th issue, I remember being so surprised. You've got like this ship, these alien ships just blowing the shit out of everything in the street, and people running for their lives, and rocket launchers blowing alien spacecraft out of the air, and like all these explosions. It's like, wow, that escalated quickly.
Yeah. I love the finale. Yeah. How about you, Russell? What did you overall?
I had only read the first issue of this prior to getting the omnibus.
Okay.
That was the only one I ever had. I did eventually get the second issue, but I never got 3 and 4. But yeah, I was also very surprised. I think I was more surprised about how in the second episode we go all the way back to the jungle.
Yes.
Second
that was
issue,
surprising too. Yeah.
And I felt like that kind of, I wouldn't say it hurt the story, but it kind of was unnecessary. I think, I mean, I love the first issue. The first issue really is just awesome, and it starts off like really dark with that husband blowing away his wife.
Oh my
god! I was like, this is definitely a Dark Horse comic
on page 1.
Yeah. It's a great way of establishing. I guess we have to remember, I guess originally this was conceived as like futuristic, so in the future for them, it's really a good way to establish, I guess, the status quo of New York City at that time in the future, and crime is on the up. All this, everyone's jaded, and I find Verheiden does the way he writes. He writes in such a kind of cynical, like quippy way. It's almost as if I've just got in my head, Dutch going stick around. Everything is built on those one-liners. And
with his brother is definitely all about that.
Absolutely. There's a part where he has an internal monologue, and he's like, there's a part where they always say it's darkest before the dawn, and then the next panel he's like, yeah, new age shit.
Exactly. There's so many of those.
I like. I wasn't exactly the biggest fan of John Schaefer, just because like he is like the stereotypical meathead from like 80s and 90s action movies.
He's so, I reckon, even more so. He's so over the top.
Action cop.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys, Justin probably knows, Ray might not, but like I literally was reading all of his dialogue like he was Duke Nukem. Like,
really?
That's
I love that.
That's who he sounded like to me. But
that's fantastic.
My favorite character was Raish, or
he's cool,
Rasky, or however you say that. But Raish,
I'll say Raish.
He was like the heart of the story.
He was kind of the avatar as well, wasn't he? He did a lot of the narration towards the end, at least.
Right. To me, he felt like the eyes of the reader in this story. Like,
the eyes of the reader.
The eyes of the reader.
There's no stopping what
cannot stop. Can't be stopped. What can't be cured.
Oh God!
No! Yeah, shocking. I wonder what listeners are thinking. Anyway, it's funny. You're right. Yeah, he is the eyes. He is the eyes. Raish is great, and he's a strange one because he, as he says, he'll walk through any door with John. Like he'll do anything, and he lives and breathes being a cop in New York City. But at the same time, towards the end, in issue 4, when shit hits the fan, as you say, Justin, and alien ships are everywhere, and there are constant aliens. He's going, I've got a wife. Yeah, I've got a wife and kids. I want to be able to see them again. I don't want to die. So he's got that vulnerability, whereas John Schaefer is, as you say, he's 100% action hero.
Yeah. He has no ties. He doesn't even know if his brother's still alive.
Right.
And he doesn't have any other connections to anybody, so he doesn't care. What's his stake in any of this? He just wants something to hit or to kill. Yeah,
exactly. And they draw upon that as well in the last issue. There's something along the lines of Shafat is actually talking about the predators and going, they've got all this technology, but in their hearts they're just beasts, and maybe the hunt is for them to just remind themselves of the beasts within. And Raish actually goes, he thinks that's probably Schaefer as well, like, because Schaefer loves this. He lives for the action. So
right. Without it, what purpose does he have?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, and like, I can't gush enough about the art in this.
Oh, isn't it good?
I love
especially this first issue. My
God.
that
final battle at the end of the first issue is drop dead gorgeous. Like,
so good.
I mean, again, this shouldn't be like the yardstick, but by looking at it, you can kind of just see it in your mind's eye as a film. Just the way it was so cool, like the predator stalking, the laser beam, what is it, the ultraviolet UV, all that. Yeah,
all the POV shots of the predator's vision. I love that. It's so cool.
The predator says, "Let's give him some candy." So there's a parallel between. He
starts to make it.
Yes, exactly. That's they must have ripped that straight off as well. But we also get in this first issue, because he comes in later, Carr, one of the gang leaders. So we see him at the beginning. But I love this interaction. Again, it is hearkening to Predator 2, which comes
with
later.
With
the gangs, and they're discussing, they're negotiating, and there's a guy there. He's in the clean cut yellow suit, very kind of 80s suit. He's like a yuppie gang member, but then you have the shoulder pads. But I love it because you got them. There's two factions, but then you have this. There's a new player in town. There's a Predator. Really cool, really fun,
and it's kind of I point this miniseries to all the haters of the Marvel mini who was like, she's killing these predators so easily. So many predators in this die.
I was thinking exactly the same thing.
So many predators in this die. And in fact, I think that is a fantastic twist when Raish puts on the helmet and sees all the ships. That was like They Live. That was like a They Live moment.
Exactly.
But
that was cool as well. I thought exactly the same thing, Russell, because there are, I mean, oh God, how many? 4 or 5 predators. They blow up a predator at the end, and Dutch kills one. I mean, not Dutch, sorry, John. But John is like, if you're to criticize it, then you should be criticizing John for being this unbeatable action hero. Who just,
But I guess because he's a man, it's okay.
Oh, that's exactly. I've got on screen here, Justin, one of your favorites. I think an influence of El Scorpio, being thrown off the rooftop and smack bang onto the police car. Which again we see in Predator 2. Like it's there.
I got to talk about one of my favorite stupid John Schaefer moments. They're looking at the impaled predator in Colombia, and he's like, "My God, you weren't supposed to kill it. Do you have any idea what this means?" "Yeah, it's Miller time."
Exactly.
And you're right. I can totally hear Duke Nukem's voice.
"I'm here to chew bubble gum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubble gum."
So. I mean, there are, having said that, regardless of how many predators are killed, there are some great action scenes with the predator.
When I was thinking about the jungle, sorry, Rays, that where it was set in New York, they could have had this whole jungle scene take place in Central Park. All of this. There was really no reason to have Dutch go down and see that crater. Like, he could have seen, like, the army dude could have shown him a picture of the crater from South America and been like, this is all that we know about what happened to your brother, blah. And that could have saved this whole excursion to South America, which I thought kind of detracted from the story.
It really did.
Okay. It's really my only criticism is this part in number 2, because it really kind of...
sorry, just
a lot. Go ahead, Russell.
Just gonna say we're like there's no need to be introduced to this secondary antagonist. Escara, is that how?
Escavera.
Escavera, yeah. I felt that was totally unnecessary.
Yeah, that could have been put in somewhere else, totally. But yeah, that whole jungle sequence could have been played out in Central Park or something like that in New York City. Like So I mean, that's my only criticism about this.
Yeah, look, I'm going to be, just the other guy on this one. I thought it was cool in the fact that it ties in majorly with the Predator movie. So we got General Phillips.
Yes.
Looking good, Dutch. It's been a long time, General. Let's go inside. He's a kind of got like a major part in this.
And it's antagonist.
Another antagonist,
right.
But by going to Valverde, that's kind of like tying it. It really directly ties it to the movie, and I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. I totally agree with you. Escavera was kind of, not needed, but I just like the little nod to the movie and Dark Horse trying to make it like, okay, these comics, they are a continuation.
True. And that it was a dramatic moment when there's a whole full page spread and he sees the crater. It's like, my God, what happened to my brother? Like, that was a dramatic moment. Yeah. So that was good.
Yeah.
Another character that I really I enjoyed just because like he's it just meant to piss you off was Captain McComb.
Oh yes, yeah.
He dies at the end, doesn't he?
Yeah. He gets he It's like it's like Justin said. It's amazing how this starts out versus how it finishes.
Yeah.
Because they definitely were like, well, we can't do this in a movie. Let's just go all out with this ending and
guns blazing and explosions and
this like for the last couple issues. Raish is like trying to convince the police force, hello, there's aliens out here. And McComb is just like, what do you mean you were withholding evidence? I'm going to have you detained, blah, blah, blah. And then he shows up and he's like, y'all under arrest. And then boom, it's like, what the hell? And he gets his head blown off by a plasma casket. So
I mean, further to that as well, Russell. Let's go all out. I love the fact that I think it's Ray. She does raid the armory, right? The police armory. So you've literally like Schaefer and Carr, they go in this truck and it's just filled to the brim with ammunition and guns and stuff. I loved it. It's every like teenage boy's wet dream for action movies, And so I thought I really loved that bit where they actually have to leave the car with Carr, the gang leader, to get all these other guys on board. And Raish is gone, what's stopping them from just taking the guns and shooting all of us? And John's going, well, just hang on, just let them go. But yeah, we get a full squad of like cutthroats, armed to the teeth. I love it.
I love that they had like, the police won't help, the military won't help, so Schaefer has to, he has to use these criminals to help. And of course, I mean, he talks about how he's got like he's going to use the phone records later to send them all to prison.
Yeah,
but he needed them. Like,
yes. Yeah,
that was a cool twist too. How you have to kind of turn to the bad guys because they're the ones that will fight dirty.
Yeah,
and that will do the most damage against these inhuman killers from outer space.
One of my minor quibbles here, and this is probably my only quibble with the art, is that, and they probably hadn't. I mean, again, only the first movie had been out at this point. But every one of the Predators looks the same.
Right.
Some of them have like different color armor, but they're all the same basic Predator. But they all look great. One of my favorite panels is towards the end where we got the one Predator holding Dutch by the throat, and he's looking over his shoulder, and there's lightning cracking. That one right there.
Right there. Yes. Oh, so good.
And I love that because they're like they know that they're beaten.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a strange ending. I was going to ask what you guys thought, because it just starts laughing, and it's explained towards the end that John saying it's like there's no sport in it anymore.
Right.
Like the cavalry's come, all those helicopters have come in. I mean, they could easily destroy the whole city, but that's not the point. The point was to go on a hunt. So yeah, what did you think of it? It's a strange ending.
It is strange.
It is strange, but I think it's awesome because the Predators don't lose.
Yeah, yes,
they just withdraw. So
yeah,
it's not really a loss. I mean, he literally walks away laughing. I mean,
yeah. I think you're right as well, Russell. And they were probably playing it really conservatively. So the ships all look like the ships from the first Predator movie. And there is I think, a missed opportunity, but we get it later on anyway, is the individual characterizations of each of the Predators. So, you could have had that one in Valverde being quite different, different armor, maybe a different sort of character. The one in the city at the beginning, that could have been different. The one that they blow up in issue 4, that could have been, So, and this last one, I have visions of that being like Greyback, like an older Predator. It seems like it's the leader. But we haven't got that yet. At the moment, I guess Verheiden is just establishing what he establishes here at the end is the sport and their purpose, which is really cool. But yeah, everything's just over the top. It's great.
And I think another thing, the reason they probably had them all uniform Predators is because, I mean, it's mentioned in the story. This is kind of a love letter to like War of the Worlds, and that was very uniform aliens all attacking.
True.
But
sorry,
it reminds me of Mars Attacks a little bit as well.
I love the references. You're talking about War of the Worlds. You just reminded me of John going, well, I don't see them pulling out any Kleenex. It's just like
it's like War of the Worlds, but worse because they can't be defeated by getting sick.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, look at this. This again, we made this point as well. You got Carr just laying waste to one of the Predators
with a crowbar.
With a
or
crowbar,
a lead pipe or something. He just rams it right through him,
right through the throat. So Predators are being killed left, right, and center. But have we missed any other characters? No, I think they're the main characters there. What else have we got here? The ships. I don't know.
It's interesting as they all survive. Doesn't
they do? Well, John becomes a recurring character. Yeah. I can't remember if Race turns up anywhere else again.
I'm hoping he gets to do what he says he's going to do at the end and go take the kids and the wife and get the hell out of there. But
to hell with New York City. This sucks.
Fuck the pension.
So no, really cool. Let me see.
What did you guys think of the different art styles? Because we had Chris Warner doing the art for the first couple of issues, right? And then was it Ron Randall?
Well, what's funny is it says Chris Warner 1 through 4, but also
Ron
Randall 3 and 4.
3 to 4. So
I guess
I found it.
Do the inks or
no?
They're
credit,
pencilers.
So,
I think it was seamless. I couldn't really.
I couldn't tell.
I was going to ask you guys like what if you noticed where the transition happened, because I had a difficult time.
No,
I figure maybe that that's Warner, maybe he did the full layouts and Ron Randall did some finishes or something like.
Yeah. I mean, some great.
Like, look at that! I think that might be.
Oh man, that is
right
so
there.
good.
That's a nice splash.
I'd love to have
so
a
that's
poster of that.
I also love this one here, where right after McComb is killed, where the Predator is just rapid firing that plasma caster. It's like you never see that in the movie. Like
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're usually very precise with their plasma cannon blasting, but he is just unloading.
Yeah.
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 There it is.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's great. It's so funny seeing the you got the triangular lasers again, like art wise. They haven't. We see it, I think, first with Race War, where they start using computer generated effects for the invisibility. But at this moment, we still got like, and also for the UV, the POV of the Predator.
Yeah.
But in this series, it's still very much everything is kind of hand drawn, which gives it a different style.
And like Justin mentioned that one panel, the jungle panel that he loves so much, and that one's great. But I am partial to the helmeted look, so I think that this splash page is the best.
Yeah,
from the first issue,
from the first issue,
yeah. That's the best, I think.
Yes,
that one.
That looks really cool.
Legendary.
Yeah. So I mean, no. At this stage, again, we're talking about the very first comics released by Dark Horse of Predator. There's no embellishments on weaponry. They seem pretty much safe. Safe bets with the plasma cannon and the blades.
Yeah. Nothing new, really.
No, nothing new. I don't even think we see spears or anything like that. It's
no
just
spears, none of the discs, none of that stuff. The tracer thing was interesting. The tracer disc that he puts up to John,
like a spider tracer.
Yeah, I thought that was an interesting twist.
And that was good. Yeah, that was actually good, and it actually worked against their against them in the fact that John could sense when they're coming. I guess because it started to kind of
warning.
Yeah. And he releases it. I'm assuming once they walk away, they click a switch, and because he just picks it off his neck after that, it was pretty easy to pick it off. But you're right. Yeah, there's that aspect. There was also, I just want to draw some other similarities with Predator 2. There's a room full of like hanging skinned corpses from
dead gang members.
From the dead gang members, which again, Predator 2 had the Jamaicans up in the penthouse. That sort of thing. The first time we see it, because in the original film, it was just Jim Hopper and a couple of his soldiers hanging up in the jungle, but having a room full of dead, criminals, very, very much Predator 2. But yeah. Other than that, sorry.
I was just gonna go ahead, Ray. Go ahead.
Oh no, I said I was about to say. Other than that, it just veers wildly. By the time we get to issue 4, as we said, because you at that stage, 1990, it would have looked really like dodgy if they did a whole like Predator invasion.
Oh yeah,
you just
no, that would have been terrible in 1990. Oh god,
yeah, you just couldn't do it.
Yeah, no, that would look like dog shit. No, they could do that now. They could do that now if they wanted to.
Yeah.
If they wanted to adapt this comic book now, they could pull it off, and I think it would look great.
I think that'd be a great idea because Arnie's probably a bit long in the tooth now. It'd be great to see John Schaefer just get someone else in and maybe start it. Yeah, it'd be cool.
Alan
it would also be like, as like most of the Predator movies, we have either one single Predator or like a small group. Let's do the full scale invasion. That's something we haven't seen.
We haven't seen that. Yes.
Yeah.
But I think
battle fleet.
Probably in hindsight, like this is, I wouldn't say they've retconned this, but this is not exactly how Predators operate.
Established a lot more.
Yeah,
you're right.
A lot more lore since then.
As we'll discover as we get through this omnibus, as we get through these stories, as they start to build it over time.
Yeah, well, I mean, they give it a lot more. There's a lot more purpose, like in the movies in Predator 2, when you do see like the lost tribe. You see the group of predators. They come in to claim the dead predator. And bring it back to the ship. And you see that again in AVP. Whereas over here, you see the massive predators come. Basically, they came for what purpose? Really, is that because only their kind were getting killed by the humans? Would you say
I guess
that's
so? Yeah.
yeah? But there's that apart from that, there's no real purpose. They're not reclaiming the bodies. They're just kind of going and killing, having a full on war with Carr and Schaefer.
They do say when the predators show up, which here's another favorite panel, another splash.
Which one's that one?
Oh, Bob!
Bob!
There he goes.
Bob!
Oh, yes, that one. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's when the predators show up in Colombia at the Escavera's camp.
And there's a lit flame.
Yeah, and he says, it's like, well, this isn't about sport anymore. They're pissed off because I killed one of them.
Yeah,
is what they say. And we have seen predators, become enraged and break their code, if you will.
Yeah. Well, then there's a little bit of an inconsistency with the ending. Then, I mean, because if they were pissed off, surely they would have played through it,
just
right?
Kept going. So through to the bitter end. Even if the last one of them dies. And why wouldn't they have ignited their bomb and blown up New York City?
Yeah, exactly.
Defeat.
Yeah. So yeah, I think a little bit
inconsistent.
But yeah, I mean, for telling a good story, I think Verheiden still does a fantastic job.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Especially with the helmet. I don't know. Shall we give this do we give ratings? Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Sorry. Are there any other? Of course, unless there are any other points.
I'm ready to rate.
Yeah. I think didn't we rate it the skulls?
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. Well, I'm rating this purely off how it made me feel when I was reading it. So 5 out of 5 skulls for me.
Nice.
I was completely enthralled by it. It was really interesting because it was like the second bit of media of Predator we ever got besides, the first movie and the NES game. Yeah. So I was very happy with it, and the art is just incredible. 5 out of 5.
So that goes up on the trophy wall. How about yourself, Justin?
I would give it just slightly under. I'd give it about 4.5 out of 5 skulls. The only thing that still sticks to me after all these years is when they go to South America. I still feel like all of that stuff could have been done in New York City. But other than that, I love this story. I love the artwork so much. This artwork is classic. It's so good. And this made a great read. I remember years ago in that trade paperback. I remember reading that and then going back to the beginning and reading it over again because I enjoyed it so much. So good. It's such a great story, and what a great way to start this whole franchise, this whole comic book franchise with this story. I mean, this is really what started it all. If this hadn't been a success in 1989, then who knows if we would even have a Predator omnibus today in 2023. So a lot was riding on this back then. This could have gone a number of different ways. And the fact that it was an instant success and people ate it up like hotcakes, and that it demanded the request for immediate follow-up, I think was testament to a real creative success with it.
Yeah. Oh, excellent. So 2 good scores there, 5, 4.5. I'll have to throw it up on the trophy wall as well. I'm going to give it a big 5 out of 5
as
well.
I love it.
I loved it because purely from the perspective of, I'm just trying to separate it from the fact that, when this came out, all we had was the Predator movie. So to read this and to just see what Verheiden does and tries with the Predator and still connect it to the movie as well. Plus with all the action, I mean, it's all over the top, as we said, but again, I put that down to the sign of the times and to Verheiden. Really, I reckon he's trying to tap into that 90s or 80s action hero for John. With all that, and ignoring everything that comes afterwards, I think it's a really solid and fun adventure. And as you say, Justin, it springboards the comic book series for Predator, and expands it out, and then we'll obviously get team ups with Aliens and AVP. But as the solo title goes, I think it's very strong. The art I absolutely loved. I would pick up another comic if they had art like this again. To me, I know it's like it's not the case, but to me, like, this is Dark Horse art. I always associate this art with Dark Horse, and it's a little bit more gritty and it's a little bit more violent, So I'm surprised there's not. Was there language like cursing?
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Lots of it.
Heavily.
Yeah.
I think it was kind of Alien and Predator that put Dark Horse on the map. I mean, like, what did they really have before this? They had like Concrete.
Yeah, they had a handful of things like the Mask and Concrete and all.
And
that.
they'd eventually get Star Wars.
But
I think
they had Godzilla for a little bit,
and of course Hellboy would come along. Hellboy,
but that came post
for a little while.
Yeah, but the 10 poles were definitely Aliens and Predator, I reckon. I mean, you back in the day when you think of Dark Horse, I always think of Aliens and Predator. Definitely though Hellboy, but
they had Terminator for a while too.
Yes, well, those were the big three.
They did Terminator versus Alien versus
Predator,
RoboCop.
Yeah.
They did Terminator and RoboCop, and then
oh my goodness, wow.
And like I'm kind of surprised we didn't get. Maybe Mike Mignola made that call. We never got Hellboy versus Predator or Hellboy versus Alien, and
that would have been cool.
I'd love to see Hellboy versus Predator. God, that'd be good.
Just hearing Hellboy talk smack to a predator would be worth it. Just like
have you seen the David Harbour?
I have not seen it.
Have you? Justin, is it good or do you?
I actually, I like a lot of it, but they were trying to put too much into one film. They were trying to cram too much plot and too much story into one film. I wish that they had just stuck on maybe one story and just kind of done that.
And they've
thoroughly.
They've just greenlit another one. So
oh wow.
I liked it. I mean, I'd go back and watch it again. I wouldn't say that it was terrible. It was. And Mila Jovovich was in it, and she's always great. She's
good.
So I would recommend that one. It's it's not a classic, but it's definitely not.
The first Hellboy with Perlman is one of my all-time favorite movies. Like that's
excellent.
So good. And the second one's good too, but I like the first one more.
First one's good. Yeah, second one really opened up the doors a bit more. It was a bit more like embellished and fantastic. I love the second one as well.
The second one reminds me of Batman Returns, in that like in the first Batman, Tim Burton was making a Batman movie. And then, like in the second one, Tim Burton was making a Tim Burton movie with Batman. Del Toro made a Hellboy movie, and then he made a Del Toro movie with Hellboy in it. So it's
absolutely, beautiful. So I'm wanting to do rewatches of that, and then I'll get the Blu-ray for the Harbor one. But a Hellboy Predator, it would be cool.
Well, I mean. Ray, you're going to get a Hellboy episode of the Gamma Charge bonus show this month.
Right.
So,
nice.
Patreon members on Gamma Charge, we're doing a whole episode about Hellboy, Seed of Destruction, 4-issue miniseries.
The first Hellboy miniseries.
Yeah, nice. Well, I mean, while we're at it, I guess we'll wrap up. Gamma Charge, the strongest podcast there is. Both you guys are on that. A few other plugs will go. Justin, do you want to give any of the listeners a...
Sure. Also, Russell and I co-host Tomes of Evil, a comic book supervillain podcast. And this month,
Tomes of Evil.
This month, in honor of Quantum Mania hitting the theaters worldwide, we've done a couple of special episodes in honor of that. One of our spotlights was on MODOK, and the other one, which we'll be recording this weekend, is about Kang, the Conqueror.
Cool. Lovely. And a couple of spots on Capes, Justin? Or
yes, on Capes and Lunatics. I also co-host Marvel Tales with Phil. That's 4 times a month, and then once a month we co-host We Are the Night, the Batman podcast, where we're discussing everything to do with Azrael right now, as bats.
Nice. As bats.
Ray's favorite Batman. Well, you can find me also on Trapped in a World, the Howard the Duck podcast with our pal Noel.
That's right.
And also, more recently, I just launched a wrestling podcast.
Oh, nice one.
If you're a wrestling fan and you want to learn more about Japanese professional wrestling, not sumo, Justin.
Yes, there's a difference. There's a difference between those.
Check out the Burning Spirit podcast, which I do with our mutual Gamma Charge co-host Carl D. Smith.
Awesome. I reckon we should we'll chuck these just as alternatives to our HOTU Clan listeners in the show notes. So we'll put them all in. I mean, if you like the cut of the jib of Rasucha, Justin the OWLF, or myself, go check out these other shows. I've got a Spider-Woman podcast coming out soon again, the latest episode with Saren. We're looking to the Bendis New Avengers run, which is pretty exciting. Also, Into the Night Moon Knight podcast. Go check that out as well, about Moon Knight. And towards the end of this month, I think last Tuesday of this month, similar to Justin, will be on Capes and Lunatics. It's a great podcast network. Go check it out. But we'll be doing a Scarlet Spider review with Phil and Dave, and we look at Swarm. Guys, you should do Swarm in Times of Evil.
Yeah,
that'd be a great villain spotlight.
Yeah, beekeeper gone wrong.
Nazi swarm of bees.
Exactly.
He's so funny. He's so good.
I still remember him from the cartoon.
Yeah, there's only so much you can do with him, but it's fun when he turns up. So
definitely.
Also, as well, we have a discussion thread up on our social media platforms. The discussion does not end here. Let us know what your thoughts on Concrete Jungle. We love to chat about it. Also on Discord as well. I will put up here. You can contact us on predpraypod@outlook.com on email. And our handle is pretty much at predpraypod. That's on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, also YouTube now. So youtube.com/@predpraypod. And also we have a Discord channel as well, which fantastically administered by Sparky Malarkey. Just you can talk about anything. Drop your thoughts there. It's always fun. You'll see most of us there. I do check it a lot. It's a lot of fun. All right, boys.
Well, until next time, you OWLFs out there, shit happens.
Catch you later, everyone.
See you, everyone.